Hey, hello, hello. As I drink out of my Queen Up cup, and they are for sale if you want to order you one. Hi everyone. This is Dr. Conti Terrell coming to you on a Sunday night doing Sunday Night Lives. So I will be as best as I can coming to you every Sunday night. Got some great information to talk to you about. Share, share, share. Click the remind me button or whatever it is that you need to do so that you are reminded that we are going to be live every Sunday. All right, so listen, I got several things to talk about. Most of you guys saw that I had a doggy party yesterday, okay? I had a wonderful time. My dogs had a wonderful time. The people who came had a wonderful time. So I want to talk to you about that because that's where my topic came from today, on valuing and understanding personal values, whether it's in a relationship or also business values. So I want to talk about that because I got a comment that someone said, "Oh, that is so amazing, Dr. Conti. That is so beautiful." For those who don't know me, I am, like I said, Dr. Conti Terrell. I am founder and CEO of Fresh Spirit Wellness for Women, where I help women to be their best selves in relationships. I've done that for almost 30 years now, and how to attract the best relationship for you. I'm also CEO and executive director, CEO of the Success Season Workshop, which is actually the next level coaching program, helping women to be successful financially and in your business relationships, and to be able to earn high six and even seven figures. Even if you're going from low five to high five, that's a great thing as well. And the best part of it is helping you do it with what you love. I love what I do, and I create a lot of businesses around the things that I love. So most of my businesses that I have, and I have several, are because of what I love. I have a publishing company because I love to write, and I counsel women, and I hear their stories, and I feel like, okay, your story needs to be told. I had a wig company. I still have a wig line. I only have a few customers because I just don't have time to do it. And I got the customers that won't go away because I love hair and I love, ordering hair. So I thought, let me go ahead and start a business. Um, and so, I have my nonprofit because, of course, I love helping women to be uh, have great, healthy relationships. Because a lot of times we find, specifically in the African American community, that we're not attracting the right relationships. And so you ladies or guys or whoever, everybody has been hearing me talk a little bit about in my Get Ready With Me series about relationships and how to actually come about a relationship with someone or that's healthy and date well so that you can marry well if you want to marry. And also how to not even go on a date if the date is with somebody that you shouldn't be dating. So, but anyway, someone said to me, "Oh, Dr. Conti, that was so great." My dog Amari, who's laying right here, and my dog Chancellor is laying right behind me. I'm a dog lover. And so my newest business is Be Extra Pet Merchandise. So I'll talk about that in a minute. But someone contacted me and said, "Dr. Conti, I love the fact that you had the doggy party for your dog." She says, "I would have loved to have done something like that." She says that her dog, she loved dogs and she values dogs, and that was something that was very valuable to her. However, her husband partner would not have ever allowed her to do something of that nature. Whew, well, that kind of kind of went right down the same line of what I've been talking about in my relationship segments, and how to choose people that are healthy for you and that you guys kind of honor and each other's values. So I wanted to talk about handling value conflicts today. And that's a part of queening up. Everything is queening up, leveling up, you know, move into an area where you're just good with you and you're happy with you, and you are able to get the type of people, whether it's business or personal relationships in your life, that values or respects your values, because everybody's not going to have the same values. So first of all, I want to say, if you look at the ticker at the bottom, you do see that the Royal Empowerment Gala is coming. I'm going to say three quick thank you. Thank you for the like. So please like, please share, please comment. Please comment. I want to hear you comment on these things. Matter of fact, right now, if you're watching, put something down in the chat that you value. Let's talk about it. Put something down in the chat that you value and that's important to you, that somebody else may not think is important, or somebody else that you meet or marry may not value, or you may be in a relationship now and you value something and you know that your partner don't value it. I was listening to something recently on the news, and not on the news, on a segment. I can't think of the lady's name. She has this segment. And it was on, it's just coming back to me. It was on YouTube. But her husband, the man, was saying that he doesn't talk to his family or his mom as much as his wife does. And that's what she values. He said, it doesn't bother me, but for a while, he said, I didn't understand it. He said, she has to talk to her mom 5 or 6 times a day. And he says, and I don't. He said, I can talk to my mom, every, week or two, sometimes once or twice a month. But she knows I love her. We may text or we may, connect some other way. He said, but I didn't understand it. But of course, if that's what she wants to do and that's what she values, he had no problem with it. And I was really impressed with that, because people have to learn that everybody has different values. But before I get into the segment tonight that I want to talk about, which is handling value conflicts, I just want to remind everybody, for the first time since 2018, Fresh Spirit, my nonprofit organization, is having their formal nighttime gala. We had it in 2018. We had to cancel it in 2019 because of Harvey. And then 20 and 21 was the pandemic. And so in 22 last year, we did come back out. In 21, we did something virtual because everybody was doing virtual stuff. And then in 22 last year, I really wasn't going to do anything at all. And everybody was like, Dr. Conti, your business is 25 years old. That's a milestone. You got to do something. You got to do something. You should do something. So we did a brunch and it was amazing. So I figured, okay, everybody's ready to go back out now at night. And I like to dress up. If anybody knows me, I like to dress up. I love the gala look and the formal stuff. So it is formal. It is black tie. It's going to be amazing. So you can get your tickets right below. You see the ticker, www.royalempowermentgala.com. It's going to be a 2-night event, because I'm realizing how much I want to value. Most people know that my nonprofit organization is helping women who are coming out of domestically or toxic or sexually abusive relationships. And so that's what the fundraiser is for. It is a fundraiser. The gala is a fundraiser, our annual fundraiser. However, this year, I want to flip the script. I want women to understand that there are great men out there. There are healthy men out there. And the reason I've been doing the reels on dating healthy and dating well is because we're missing the mark on how to attract somebody healthy. Okay. So, and then you end up in my office because you're in a terrible situation. And we're not talking about women across the track, because I used to think domestic violence happened to them people over there, whoever them people is, right? Whoever those people are, them, but not us, right? Not me. And most of you know I am a survivor as well of domestic violence. So I know that that's not true, but obviously we are missing the mark. But this year, the Royal Empowerment Gala is talking about saluting, great relationships. We're going to be talking about, the queens, celebrating the kings of queens. There are some great men out there doing some great things in some great relationships. And so we want to salute them. So it's going to be honoring all men. All men. This is the first time we've honored all men. And we're going to have an all men fashion show. We're also going to have on Friday the Empowerment Night, live music, networking. We have some great speakers, and I will reveal those later. We have some great speakers that are going to be doing relationship empowerment seminars for women, single women, for married couples and engaged couples, and also for men, and just talking about learning the healthy thing, and enjoying what healthy relationships are like, and dealing with topics such as what I'm talking about today, because we keep somehow missing the mark. But there's so many other great relationships that are doing wonderful, and we want to salute them, we want to talk about them, but we want to also help other people to be able to spot those and be attracted to those types of people in their lives. So that is the Royal Empowerment Gala. You can get your tickets for both nights, or if you're not available for both nights, we will be selling the tickets, of course, separately. And so I'm super excited about that. And the other thing I want to talk about is, yes, my Success Season Workshop is back. So on August the 22nd through the 24th is going to be the free 3-day workshop. If you wanted to start your business, like I say, I probably, I am the serial, my insurance company, my insurance agent just told me yesterday, you are the serial entrepreneur, because I had to call her about some insurance and some other stuff, because I have a new business that I started, Be Extra Pet Merchandise, for the pet parents that don't mind being extra. And it's all glitter and glam and luxurious stuff for pets, because y'all know I love pets, and I love, them to be all blingy out like I like to be all blingy out. All right. But the 22nd to the 24th is the free workshop, so that I help you understand how I started all these businesses. What does it take? And if you've got a business that you want to start, and if you do something that you love and you just don't know how to market it or brand it or turn it into a business, let me help you. You need to join this class. You need to join the workshop and find out what it takes to be successful and financially doing what you love, All right. And then again, my Be Extra Pet Merchandise. Listen, if anybody that orders this week in honor of my sweet baby's birthday, who turned 15, you guys know that, or many of you may not know, but about 3 weeks ago, I was faced with having to put him down. And I know he's 15. He just turned 15 yesterday. So it's going to be at some point, he's lived past his life expectancy. His breed typically lives 12, 13 years, 14 years, and he's 15. So I'm really grateful for all the time that I've had with him. But it will be, I tell everybody, look, I'm going to be a basket case when it's time. But right now, he's still here. But I did launch the business in honor of him and on his birthday, for that very reason, yesterday at his birthday party. So when it's that time, I'll have so many memories to remember him by, but also so many, memories to remember him by, but then something that I can honor him with. All right. So what do you value? So for me, I value my pets. Because they were, before I knew anything about emotional support dogs, and now I subscribe and do prescriptions for emotional support dogs for my clients. But before I knew anything about that, I realized that the dogs that I had truly helped me through my coming out, my healing, and my coming out of the abusive, toxic marriage that I was in. And I really understand how valuable and how important having those types of relationships with animals, that unconditional love can be for so many people. So my heart went out. My heart went out when I heard the young lady say that she really, really wished that she could have done something like having a birthday party for her doggie. So it made me think about all of the other values that people may have that their partner may not respect. So I want to say, first of all, seek common ground. Number one, seek common ground. Look for areas where you actually do value, have the same values, and your values align, and that you can build from those things. But there's going to be times when you're people are individuals, as they should be. And we sometimes forget that when we come into relationships and when we come into partnerships. Hi, Candace. Pets are amazing. Yes. And so sometimes people forget that You were a person, an individual person with individual values, morals, beliefs, loves, hobbies, habits before you got with someone. So you don't need to lose your individuality, to, be with someone and to make them happy or for you to be happy. So keep that in mind. And then also remember, respect differences. Whether whether you don't like their values or they don't like yours, it comes to a point where you have to respect differences, and understand that it's natural, like I said, to be individual and have individual values based on your background, based on experiences, based on beliefs, based on so many different things, how you were raised. So you have to respect your partner's rights to hold their values, even if you don't share them. And so, ladies, when you're with someone, if you're with someone and they don't share your values, that's okay. However, they should be in a position to where they respect your values. Just like the gentleman said, I don't have to talk to my mom every day. I don't want to talk to my mom every day, but I recognize that my wife has to talk to her mom every day. I recognize that my wife loves talking to her mom every day. All right. So just keep that in mind. And then also, the other thing that I want to say is compromise. You have to be, you can still compromise and be flexible. Okay. Just because again, it's not something you like, you want someone in your life that is willing to compromise. If that is important to you, it doesn't have to be important to them. Like he said, like the man said, whose wife liked to talk to her mother every day. He's like, that's not important to me. But because it's important to her, then I want to make sure, she has the freedom and she feels comfortable with talking to her every day. I remember when I was in my marriage, my ex-husband hated for me to talk to my friends. And mind you, we already know, hindsight, that he was very abusive and he was controlling. But I didn't understand that. I didn't understand that it was controlling. I didn't understand anything about narcissists. I didn't know anything about abuse. I didn't grow up with it. Never seen my father hit my mother or abuse my mother. So, I didn't know anything about it. And so he wanted me to be off the phone every day when he came home. So he didn't value or respect. Now, it wasn't like I was on the phone all the time and, it was just, crazy, and I wasn't cooking or cleaning or handling my household business or taking care. But in his mind, that was disrespectful, and that I can talk to them when he's not home. Well, ladies, and it wasn't, I'm not saying there's something I had to value that was a high value for me, but I compromised. And I would talk sometimes, mostly when he wasn't home. But then I started to realize, okay, anybody who is flexible, you have to be compromising and you have to be flexible. In some cases, he didn't compromise. In some cases, it's necessary to find a common ground or a middle ground and be willing to adapt and adjust your values when it's reasonable. Okay. And that's what I want you ladies to understand, when it's reasonable. But we have to queen up when it comes to losing our values and not having the things, to happen in our lives that we like to happen or do that we value because somebody is being unreasonable, absolutely unreasonable. So that is the key thing. I really, like I said, send out my best wishes to the young lady who really would love to have had her doggy a party. I want to send out my best wishes to anybody who has something right now that they value, but they're not able to enjoy it. They're not able to walk in the area of something that they enjoy and live in the area of something that they value. I think that's very sad. But guess what? When I talk about when I do my get ready with me, and I'm putting on my makeup and I do my get ready with me, and I've been talking a lot about relationships, and I've been talking about before you go on the first date. And I even been talking about questions to ask before the first date, because sometimes there should not be a first date. So if there's not a first date, there's not a relationship, there's not a dating period, there's not a relationship, and there's not a marrying, because you want to date well and marry well. And so why date someone? Why date someone if you have so many of these types of things that you value and they don't? Again, they're not going to always have the same values, but are they willing to compromise? Are they willing to compromise and be flexible with what they do value? All right. Again, I'm Dr. Conti Terrell. You'll see that ticker keep coming up and down. And also, please join me at the Royal Empowerment Experience. And the other thing I want to say, not the last, but the other thing I want to say about that is focus. Focus on the relationship strengths. Hi, Carolyn. How are you? What strengths do you have? Because sometimes we focus on stuff that's petty and we don't even need to be worried about. It's not even that big of a deal. Why are you focusing on it? He absolutely has to golf every Saturday. He values golfing every Saturday. And I can't stand golfing. And I don't understand. I think Saturday mornings we should be working around the house together or what have you. Is it that important? If golfing on Saturday morning for him is important and working around the house for you is important, then you might need to figure out another way to work around the house together. Or you might need to say, hey, look, if that's what you want to do, I need help around the house. I need a housekeeper then. You see? So you come to some type of compromise. But you want to make sure that you remember that to be flexible, both of you, to be flexible and be able to get around. There's ways to handle value conflicts, because there are going to be times when you value something in life and your partner does not. That is not unheard of. That is not unnatural. That is not bizarre. That is just life. But it is so doable. But it's no need for someone to really value something so greatly, but not be able to enjoy it, not be able to have that as a part of their lives because they marry or date or is with someone that don't value that. That's just, it just, like I said, I really felt really bad for that person. Good evening, Cheryl. I really felt bad, and not in a bad way. I told her, I'm not saying anything that I, wouldn't say to anybody. I told her I really wanted to use, that as my focal point tonight. And she agreed. She said, you should, because so many women, she's talked to other women who are her friends. And so a lot of times when I talk about stuff, I find that it's things that keeps coming back to me. Like people have said it before to me, or someone will say it and then they'll say, like, you know what, my friends are going through the same thing or what have you. So I know that it's a need to talk about. A lot of the things that I talk about in the book, Sister, it's time to queen up, it's because it's a need. It's time. It's a need to talk about it, And so the other thing is you want to make sure that you stay true to yourself. Stay true to yourself. While compromise is essential, compromise is definitely essential in any healthy relationship. So it's a foundation. So compromise is essential in any healthy relationship. However, it is also crucial, ladies. It's also crucial to maintain your authenticity. It's also true, to be true, also essential to be true to yourself and your authenticity. You have to have, your core values. Staying true to your core values, your things that you don't abandon your beliefs solely to please a partner. I mean, I thought, you know what? That's worth repeating. That is worth repeating. You don't abandon your true values and morals and beliefs solely to please someone else. And if you have to do that, ladies, this brings me to my last one. If you have to do that, it's time to move on. You have to know when it's time to move on. Okay? A lot of times women are being killed, abused, miserable, beat down, drugged through the mud, walked over like a doormat, way too long. Way too long. It gets to a point where you have to say, okay, despite the best efforts, queens, sister, sis, it's time to queen up. Sometimes, despite the best efforts, certain values, conflicts, maybe just too fundamental to reconcile. May just be these differences lead to persistent unhappiness, continued unhappiness, continued resentment. It just might be healthier for you to consider parting ways. People don't like to hear that. People want to just keep working. You work harder to keep something that's tearing you down than you do the work to be able to walk away. Yes, indeed. If you have to give up your true self to be with someone else, that's the wrong person to be with. Absolutely. Absolutely. So I just wanted to come on really every Sunday just to empower you to help all of my sisters, all of my queens, be the cake, as I say, in my book, be the cake. A cake is good. A cake has all the ingredients it needs to be amazingly good without icing. And that is where I want to get all of my wonderful, powerful sisters and queens who are dealing with situations that you don't need, because you're wonderful, but you got to know it. You got to believe it. You got to trust it. You got to feel it. You got to walk into your super wonderfulness. And my superpower is empowering you to be super. And so I'll be doing this every Sunday. So, share, click, talk back to me. Also, set your timers, come in every Sunday evening. I'm going to try to do around 6:30, 7 o'clock. Because I just see so many areas where we are missing the mark as queens. And that's why I want to have the Royal Empowerment Gala so that we can have wonderful time. We're going to dress up in royal gold and purple and black. And we're going to have some great men there that's doing some amazing things. And you come out with your amazing partner if you have one. And if you don't, on Friday night, there's going to be a lot of single men there and Saturday. So please come out. Yes, walk into our queendom. Yes, Cheryl. So never, ever give up the core values to be in a relationship. If you get nothing else from this chat today, this Queen Up chat, never, ever. Thank you. Cheryl said, love it. Never, ever. Because that is not the right person for you. And a person that expects for you to do that or asks you to do that is definitely someone who is selfish and someone who is insecure and someone who is emotionally abusive and possibly a narcissist. All of that. So Carolyn said, you're ready for the Royal Empowerment Gala? Awesome. I'm ready for it too. I'll take that back. I'm not ready yet, but we're getting ready. We're doing it really big. But we're within 90 days, so it will be here before we know it. We will be here before we know it. And Carolyn, while you're on here, I want to mention this. Carolyn is having a self-defense workshop, and I cannot wait to be a part of that as well. She will be giving a new date for that. She had to move the date. Fresh Spirit is one of her main sponsors. I wanted to help her to do her first event. If you guys do not know who Carolyn Thomas is, you need to look her up. Carolyn, put your website, put how they can look you up in the chat. Good evening, Thesha. So put how they can look you up in the chat, Carolyn. Because listen, ladies, I want everybody to come out and support this self-defense class. We were going to have one. I've been wanting to have one for years. and we were going to have one. And Carolyn told me that she was having one. I said, well, you know what? It's enough out here for everybody. There's no need of us having an event that you're having in the same, time frame. We would just support, and Fresh Spirit would just be glad to help sponsor her event. So listen, ladies, we need to, hey, Barbara. Yeah, we need to support one another. We need to support one another's events, one another's organizations, one another's, and we need self-defense. I was looking on the news the other day. This woman was in the drive-through of her getting a fast food restaurant. If you're just coming on, I'd like to see some of the things that you value. We were talking about today handling value conflicts in relationships, even in business. I had a client, one of my coaching clients, she had to leave her job because she valued her health. And when she was in a position where she had to be around people, they were not going to let her work from home. And so she walked off of her job. However, she started several businesses. I worked with her. She came to my Success Season 3-day free workshop, and then she worked with me further to get her business off the ground. And she's doing amazingly well. But she was true to her values. So when I'm talking about queening up, ladies, I'm not talking about just queening up in relationships. I'm talking about in business, in relationships, and everything that you do. It goes back to being true to you. True to you. So a lot of times we do things because we want something, but what we want, we still don't get because of the way we did it, and we really weren't true to what we value and what we really want. And so let's keep that in mind, and let's find out these things before you marry, because afterwards now you got to try to figure out how to get out of it. You got to figure out, should you get out of it? You got to pray and go to all these counseling sessions. You're going to save yourself a whole lot of trouble if you ask the right questions up front. If you make sure that you guys are aligned, your desires, your future goals are aligned with one another. And so, for those who joined me late, I got on this conversation because I had a wonderful birthday party for my doggy baby on yesterday. And I launched my new pet business on yesterday, Be Extra Pet Merchandise for the parent that don't mind being extra. Because y'all know I'm very extra. And the pet line, let me see if I can pull something up. The pet line is a lot of blingy stuff. It's blingy stuff. It's silver rhinestone, glitter, glam, all of that. We only have a few items on the site right now. We'll be adding much more to it, but I definitely wanted to launch it yesterday on Amari's birthday. So when it is time to put Amari down, that I have something that will live on as a legacy of his, as well as the party yesterday was absolutely amazing. Again, for those who didn't hear me talk about the Royal Empowerment Experience, it is coming up. I'm super excited about it. It is a 2-night event, 20th and 21st. Mark your calendars. You don't want to miss it. We've got everything: red carpet, live entertainment, workshops, live auction, fashion show, award ceremony. And you guys know it will be our 26th anniversary. I have the oldest founded African-American domestic violence agency in Harris County. And this is also how it's our annual fundraiser and how we continue to do business. And you guys know the great business that we do in helping women. So please continue to help us by doing that, by joining us at the event and getting your tickets and all of those good things. And for those who in the market of a job, we also have we're hiring at Fresh Spirit. So for those who might need a job, you can go to the United Way Job Bank, and we've got a few positions that are available right now, and so we're hiring. All right. So listen, I just wanted to come in tonight because, like I said, when I got the information about the young lady who really wished she could have had a party, but her husband or her partner did not value that and would not allow that, and she thought it was so amazingly wonderful that I was able to do that, and that she could. And so I just want to talk to you all about, again, the knowing your values, sticking true to your values, and never ever losing or changing your values just to be with someone. If it's important to you, it needs to be important to them. They may not value it the same, but they need to respect and value what you value. All right. All right. Y'all be blessed. Carolyn, I didn't see you put how they can contact you, so that your website, so they can look for the date coming up, so that anybody see this, you look, join her. I will be there learning how to kick some butt if I need to. I might already know. I've had to take those classes for many years, working when I was a therapist at MHMRA. We had to take the PMHB classes, PMHB, I can even remember what they call now, but where you have to learn how to protect yourself. But it's just so important. It's so important. So self-defense is so important, particularly right now. True about values. Yes, thank you. So particularly for, again, women who are out and about by ourselves, a lot of times at night, we're just minding our business, but people are taking advantage of someone in a vulnerable time, and people are robbing people at the banks and ATMs and all that stuff. So it's very important to protect yourself, at least know how. She did put that up there, www.carolyn-thomas.org, so you can keep a look out for the upcoming date for her defense class. All right. Y'all be blessed. I'm out. I got to go. And one of my favorite things to do every Sunday night, and this is what I value. This is something I value. I don't care who, Mr. Future. Mr. Future, everybody knows I love my family. I love my mom. I love my siblings. And every Sunday night we get on Zoom. My mom gets on Zoom no matter where we are. My mom can get on Zoom. She does Zoom. She does Facebook. Y'all see her. So we get on Zoom. My sisters are on Zoom, and we talk about what we got coming up this week. We pray for one another. We talk about what happened, since we talked last Sunday, and what we got coming up this week, and we just lift each other up. We pray, we chat, we just have a great conversation and talk to each other. And so I look forward to that every Sunday. So I've got to hop off here and hop on with my family, because that is something that I value. All right. You guys be blessed. Literally put down what you value. What do you value? What are your core values? I want to come back and look at those. And then I want you to ask yourself, are you willing to give that up? What are your core values? Are you willing to give that up? I'm not willing to give up how I treat my pets. I'm not willing to give up what I do for them because it brings me joy, brings them joy. It is a blessing, Thesha. It is such a huge blessing. We didn't realize how much blessing it is. We were doing it anyway before COVID and the pandemic. We were doing it on the phone, on 3-4 way on the phone. But then after COVID happened, we started doing it on Zoom, which was even better because we could see each other, especially since I don't live in Atlanta with the rest of them. But yeah, so I value the dogs. I value my family. So what is it that you value? What are your core values? And that could be traveling. That could be resting, sleeping in on the weekends. What is important to you? Working out, having good friends, doing something, and are you willing to give that up for a partner who is not being compromising or flexible? Now, particularly if it's not something that's bringing trouble to your relationship. I'm not saying, you should they should accept something that you are doing that's a problem. But if it's something you value and if it's not a problem, and they need to be, like I said, the guy calling his mom, saying his wife calls his mom 5 times, 6 times a day. Me talking to my family every Sunday on Zoom. The fact that I thought it was deemed necessary, and not even necessarily necessary, just something I wanted to do, give my doggy a party. So if you value it, if it's important to you, make sure it's important to the person that you love. all right, that loves you, if they really love you. All right, y'all be blessed.